Audio check 1 2. Audio check 1 2 3. 3 2 1. Hey guys, AJ Town here, live with the T Storm Chasers, ready to start breaking down this major storm system that we're going to be moving across the region over the course of the next 36 to 48 hours. This system is punching a real good punch across the Midwest. It's going to bring us, some areas could see over a foot of snow with this as it continues to move across the region. Now, it's all going to depend on where that moisture sets up, how that moisture sets up. What we are seeing is a warmth of warm air come in from the Gulf and an Arctic blast coming in from the Canadian area there. And they're combining together, which is creating this clash of storms that are pushing across the area. We are seeing now, we'll start to really break down this system, kind of start looking at the European model, see what's going to happen, what timing it's going to happen. Real cool feature that we have added here is going to be this date and time, so then you guys know what it is as far as live time. So then you're not, when you go back to watch this later, you're not like, dude, this was 3 days ago. And we can be like, yep, it was 3 days ago, because right there's the date and time. So, anyways, we are going to really start breaking this down here, see what we're going to be looking at. We're going to start things out on Monday morning when we finally start to see things moving into the western portions of South Dakota and Nebraska there. So as we start to watch this system, it's going to start pushing its way across the Rockies. As it moves across the Rockies there, that's where it's going to gain a lot of its energy and strength, as we are getting that moisture off of the west coast, and then it's clashing with that warm air, cold air, and creating this system. Monday about 12 Zulu, we start seeing it creeping towards the Sioux Falls area, really affecting the I-90 corridor there, almost across the whole entire state of South Dakota there about that 6 o'clock in the morning time frame. As we put it into motion, it slowly starts to shift its way eastward. As it starts to shift its way eastward, now this is about lunchtime that we are seeing this. You can see down in Nebraska that warmer air is starting to try to creep northward. As it does creep northward, we have to watch that, because that's going to really determine if it's going to be a mixed precipitation, if it's going to be more of a rain system, what we're going to see with this. Now as we go into the next model there, look how close this is. Let me get my pin out here. As we look at how close that line is, it's literally, if we do it as the crow flies, it's literally about 25 to 30 miles as the crow flies. Let me get that out of the area here. We're going to go, so we're going to come in. It's about 39 miles is all it's going to take is of a shift northeastward for this to be it's going to really determine where this system is going to set up. Now, as this is 00 Zulu, so that's going to be about 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, so that was for your commute home. Now, as we go into about the 06 Zulu, so about midnight on Monday into Tuesday there, we start to see that moisture. Again, look how close this is. Literally 17 miles is all that it is going to be. 23 miles. Not much of a shift that we are going to have to watch. And you can also watch here. You can see this heavier band of snow right through there. Now that's going to create, this heavier band of snow is going to create the reduced visibility. It's going to create higher amounts of snow. Now, as you did see there on the next frame, 12 Zulu, as we go into that 6 a.m. time frame on Tuesday, we see that heavier band start to push northeastward. As we do see that northeastward band there, we do see right through there that's going to be our heaviest amount of snowfall. Now, as we go into now 18 Zulu, so about your lunch hour, we have another heavy bands of snow right through there. So that is what we are seeing with this as far as that heavy snow is concerned. We are seeing that it's not going to take much of a shift. We're talking miles of shifts. If the system pushes a little further northward with that warm air that we are watching from the north, if that pushes just a little further northward, we could see this more of a moisture-filled system, more of a rain system and an ice system than of a snow system. Pushes a little further south, we can see it as more of a snow system. That'll quickly move out of the area by 00 Zulu or 06 Zulu. So overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday, we'll see that move out of the area. And then here comes another little clipper system that is pushing through Saturday. We'll really break that down and start looking at why are we seeing this pattern. The thing is, we're seeing the warm air from the Gulf and the cold air from the Canadian air that are clashing together, and then we're seeing the jet stream bringing in the moisture from the west coast and bringing that across the Rockies, which is creating that moisture-filled system. As we go through the rest of the week there, we do have another chance on Tuesday. So again, Saturday, Tuesday, we are going to continue to see a repeat of this moisture system across the area over the next 240 hours. Now, speaking of that, as we take a quick look at, give me just a second, I'm not froze. As we take a look at the latest precipitation outlook from the National Weather Service out of Norman, Oklahoma, they're actually putting us right about near normal for this time of year for our moisture. The other flip side to that too is we are seeing above average temps for this time of year coming into the first to second week of January of the new year here. So we are going to really see that start to really ramp up and bring us some of that chance of seeing that moisture. Now, why are we seeing that? Let's look at this GFS model. I know a lot of you want to see how much snow and everything else like that, but this is really going to explain things for you guys, and that's what our goal is with this. That's why we try to be different than other weather personalities out there. So as we put this map into motion here, you can see that the warm air continues to try to creep its way northward. Look at this warm air, and then we're going to get that Arctic blast as the jet stream starts to dip there and bring those colder air temps a little further south. But you can see that jet stream stays pretty dominant there as we go out into the next 240 hours out. This is looking at the European model here. You can definitely see that the warmer temps are trying to push their way northward. As those warmer temps try to push their way northward, we are seeing that probability of seeing that moisture continue. Just look at that as it flows through. You can see that it is pushing that way. Let's take a look at our GFS real quick. And we can see how much of a temperature difference it is. Look at this. We're looking at 30-degree temperature difference in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Even Missouri is looking at that 30-degree temp different. Let me start back over. As we look at this, we do see that there is temperature differences of 30 degrees versus the normal for this time of year. So they are actually looking at a very warm next 48 hours versus what it normally is. As we do continue to move this across the region, we do see that this time of year, a lot, if you're watching down through here, all these temps are showing that things are going to stay above normal for this time of year. So that's why we are seeing these moisture-filled conditions continue throughout the next 360 hours is what we are looking at with this model. So one thing we want to look at too now, I know a lot of you are curious with this, is snow totals. I really think now, keep in mind with this, please. Let me get that slide switched. Is it not going to switch on me now? There it goes. So now as we go into this winter storm, as we continue now to put this map into motion here, we are going to start Monday at 18 Zulu, so about noon on Monday, we do start to see some sort of dusting. Now, as we go into 00 Zulu, we're looking at 1 to 2 inches of snow coming in for your commute home, so about that 6 o'clock time frame. Now, as we go into midnight, about 3 to 4 inches. Now, as we go into Tuesday morning, that's when we're going to see the grunt of the storm system really start to ramp up. Is Tuesday early morning is what we are going to see. Now, as we zoom in here, here's Rapid City, here's Pierre, and here's Sioux Falls. You can see that this model is really overdoing. I have this feeling that this model is really overdoing it, saying 2 feet of snow for like the Yankton area, 1.5 feet for the Sioux Falls area. Highway 81 basically, Highway 81 is looking right around that 2 feet of snow, 1.5 to 2 feet of snow. If you follow along I-90, let me move that back here. We go through I-90 here. You can see I-90 does, and this is just a rough drawing, it is not perfect, but I-90 is looking at about a foot of snow total for a lot of it. So we're going to definitely see things shut down. Be prepared for that. We're going to really see things start to change. Speaking of some change and stuff, give me just a second here. Run total of ice. Aberdeen area, good news is, guys, you're going to miss a lot of the storm system. This is going to really affect the southeastern portions of the country. As we actually, let's jump into... I don't know why my... Hold on here. I'm having technical issue. Just give me a second to... I'll leave this map up. Just give me a second to add something. We're going to really see, as soon as I get this fixed, we're going to see really where this is going to impact. All right. As we switch over to here, this is going to be a winter storm warning, so that is going to be basically south of that Aberdeen area, Highway 12. We do have that winter weather advisory that is out for the areas there in green. Now we come into an ice storm warning. Is that going to be my next slide? Nope, this is an... Oh, what is this one? I forget what this one is. ice storm watch. So this is going to be that winter storm warning that is out for the Sioux Falls area. Then as we go into the next slide here, that is a winter weather advisory that is issued for those areas in green. Now you can see as we do compare the two, that is an ice storm watch for a lot of that area there. And there is the ice storm warning area that is under effect right now. Let me make sure I just told you right, too. I'm pulling that up real quick. Certainly do apologize. Sorry, that was a winter weather advisory for... Well, they are changing things on me. Let's do this. We're just going to forget this. So we're going to take a look at the national map here real quick. As we take a look at the national map, we do start to see things are starting to really get somewhat formed in the area. I just lost my screen. So my software just crashed on me. All right, let's take a quick look at your 7-day as I get our software back up. We'll take a quick look at our 7-day forecast. As we take a look at the 7-day forecast there, you do see basically the only concerns that we are going to have is coming into this storm system. You can see for the rest of the week there that we are looking at storm systems that, or temps that are going to be somewhat decent for this time of year. We are going to see them creep upwards after this storm system does push through. I'm having problems with an app, so I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone, and I certainly do apologize there. So give me a second here to get this pulled back up. As we take a quick look at temps across the area, we do see temps are fairly nice for this time of day. We do see about 32 for the Sioux Falls area, 36 for the Yankton area. Factor in those wind chills. It does not dip it down too far, so that is a plus there. One thing I do want to show is the National Weather Service, kind of what they are looking at. This is going to be a freezing rain, sleet, and heavy snow is all expected across the region. You can see the areas there that they've highlighted. It does include moderate impact for the Sioux Falls area. They do have it a little further southward there that it did not impact. As we look at their ice accumulation, they are saying for the Sioux Falls area about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch is what we are looking at for the Sioux Falls area. They're about medium confidence on this as well with this system for that ice. As we are looking at our winter storm, down south is actually looking at a probability of seeing some severe weather push through the area there. You can see that area in bright yellow is going to be the enhanced area, which is moving through, what is that, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma area. And I still can't get my other software up, which is fine. Then as we go into the next day, Wednesday there, as that system continues to shift its way eastward, we do see that it does impact the Mississippi, Alabama area there, as that does continue to progress its way eastward. My system is locking up on me, so I do certainly apologize here. I'm trying to... We're going to transition over to this now. This is another model run that we utilize here at our within T-Storm Chasers of seeing less than an 8-inch. You can see that area in red is going to be more of your highlighted 4-inch mark is going to be this. Now, this is going to be for Monday that we are looking at, and then it'll also include then coming into Tuesday there. You can see that we did note that in there. So you got to add the two together that we're looking at 4 inches and an additional 4 to 8 inches there. So we're looking right about the Sioux Falls area, about that 8 to 12 inch mark is what we are going to see with this, according to our models. Let me now we're going to take a look at. Now, this is the latest HRRR model run that we are looking at. We can see that some areas, according to that, is right around that 2.5 inch mark or 2.5 feet mark. A little over 2 feet of snow down by O'Neill, Nebraska there. 36 inches is what they are looking at. I'm trying to get something done here. Sorry. We'll really break down here the timing. Give me just a second to get that done. And like I said, I do apologize. I know we are doing it live. The other factor, too, that we are watching is going to be how moisture-filled the system is. The system is going to be very, very moisture-filled. You can see that on there. It is indicating, now this is going to be equivalent, even if we do get snow. This is how moisture-filled the snow is going to be, equivalency of seeing if it's all just straight snow, it's going to be, for the Sioux Falls area, roughly about the equivalency of seeing 2 inches of rain. So definitely going to be a moisture-filled system. So give me just a second here. I'm getting something pulled up here. All right, something's not working here for me, so I certainly do apologize. I am locking up, unfortunately. So we take a look at, take a quick look at our GFS model on snow totals. So as we take a look at our GFS models on snow totals, we do see that even the GFS is really saying a big impact for the area is what we are going to be seeing. I'm trying to do two things at once, so I certainly do apologize. Joys of doing a live shot and something not work for you. All right, I'm getting further. That's a good news. So, anyways, we do see that this is a very moisture-filled system. We are seeing that across the region there. We are looking at snow totals is going to be quite substantial. The GFS puts the Sioux Falls area right about 6.7. Remember, the European model put us quite a bit higher. We are watching in the HRRR model, which is more of a high-def model run, is put us a little bit of a higher total as well. So definitely going to be something that we are going to need keep a close eye on. All right, perfect. My next thing has loaded, thankfully. All right, so a lot of you are asking, when's this going to move through? When's this going to start? What are we going to see with this? Good news is, folks, I'm going to bring that live to you right now. Let's zoom in just a little bit here. As we start to put this map into motion here, we can start to see that it's moving across the Rockies over there in Grand Junction. As that starts to move across there, that is going to really start to grow in strength there. And then right about that 4 o'clock a.m. is when we're going to start seeing that really start to impact the I-90 corridor moving northeastward. As we do see it start to move into the Sioux Falls area as rain about the 8 o'clock time frame is what we are seeing with that. That'll give us just a little bit of a break, and then we are going to see that restart back up about that lunchtime. Now, you do see down in Nebraska that heavier band of rain, of snow. That's going to continue to progress its way northeastward. And you can see about 6, 7 o'clock time frame there, it's really going to start ramping up and really going to start bringing us that chance of seeing a huge accumulation. Overnights there, you can see overnight there, you can really see it really start to ramp up and bring in those heavier bands of snow over the Sioux Falls area. I-90, I-29 corridor is what we are watching with that. So that's going to be a huge chance of seeing a substantial snowfall is over the night. As you can see down in like the Omaha area there, we're seeing that red. We actually are going to have the chance of seeing some thunder snow pushing through the area as well. One thing I want to switch over here right now, because I just noticed this on one of my radar programs, is we are actually seeing some mixed precipitation move across the region already. Now, this is ahead of the storm system, so this is not actually part of this major snowstorm system that we are watching. This is ahead of it. This is in front of it. So we are seeing that mixed precipitation that's going to start moving into the I-90 corridor here yet tonight. That's going to bring that chance of seeing that push through. And then the other concern that we are seeing with this is going to be the winds. Let me get that loaded here real quick for you guys. As we do start to see, again, the snow system as it's going to progress through the area, we're going to have seen some chance of some severe weather pushed to the further south there. We're going to have that chance of seeing some severe thunder snow, which with rates would be 2 to 3 inches per hour. That's most likely going to occur in the overnight hours. We're not going to see that during the daytime. So we're going to put this map into motion here. Give me just a second to get my slide switched. As we start to ramp up things here. You can see over in the Colorado and Wyoming area there, those are some strong winds that are going to be progressing with this system as it moves its way eastward. And then as it does continue to progress its way eastward, that's what we're going to see these winds really start to ramp up with this as well. Right now we are looking at winds about 15 miles an hour with this. Not much of a wind, but it's not also going to take very little amount of winds. You can see right now through the Nebraska area there is what they are looking at. The heaviest winds come into tomorrow evening, into tomorrow night. That'll creep its way northeastward, and you can see through the overnight hours, we're going to see those winds really start to pick up and ramp up here. The purple, the white is going to be our stronger indication of seeing those heavier winds push through. This is going to push through the overnight hour with this system as it does continue to progress its way eastward, and it's going to progress northeastward as well with these winds. So we're going to see wind speed with it as well. So we're going to see every factor with this snowstorm system as it pushes through. We're going to have the chance of rain. We're going to have the chance of some ice accumulation. We're going to have a chance of some heavy snow. We're going to have heavy winds. Possibility of seeing some of those winds reach the severe thunderstorm warning limits, which is between 55 and 60 miles an hour. Once those reach that parameter, a severe thunderstorm warning typically would be issued. Not in this case. We don't expect to see severe thunderstorm warnings issued, but it's just one of the parameters saying we're going to see some of these heavier winds push through with that system as well. So, again, we're going to have to really continuously watch where this freeze line sets up. As this freeze line starts to come through the area, that's really going to determine what we're going to be watching and how things are going to really set up. I'm going to try to do another live later tonight yet, once models start to get a little more ramped up and closer. And then hopefully I can work out the technical glitches between now and then also. And we will be able to bring you more of an update as well. So I want to appreciate everybody for joining me tonight. Again, we are watching this winter storm that will be moving through the area. Starting about lunchtime is when we start to really expect to see things move into the area, then continue to progress its way eastward and really impact the Sioux Falls area by your commute home tomorrow. If you are working tomorrow, I know a lot of places are shut down, thankfully, and I would not be surprised to see a lot of places shut down on the 3rd either. So we'll continue to monitor this. We'll watch this system very, very closely. We'll try to bring another live update yet later tonight, and we'll start from there. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Everybody can go back and watch this and get all your questions answered. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a fantastic